Welcome everyone, this is Andre's Restart, and this time we are talking about the future of the Mario Kart series. So the reason we're talking about this today is because yesterday we got news that Bandai Namco is opening a studio that is focusing on just Nintendo development. Now Bandai Namco has been working with Nintendo on mini games for years already, so this may not seem like that big of a news story. However, this news is coming just a few days after a rumor surfaced about Mario Kart, and they are lining up a little bit here, and now all of a sudden this rumor that I consider to be perhaps unbelievable or not very likely has become a fair bit more likely, and it's suggesting some exciting things for the future of the Mario Kart series. Now this is going to be another quick one. I've had a lot of things going on lately, but we are still aiming to reach 50,000 subscribers, so if you do enjoy my content, please subscribe and hit the notification bell, and enjoy this ride as we talk about Nintendo every day. So first let's focus on the official news, and then I'll get to the rumor and how they may or may not relate. We got news that Bandai Namco is opening a new studio, Studio 2/Studio S. And what's interesting about this is that Bandai Namco has been working with Nintendo on some major games over the last few years. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, ARMS, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Mario Kart Tour, Mario Kart 8, Smash for Wii U 3DS, Mario Sports Superstars, a lot of big multiplayer Nintendo games. Now, a lot of these Nintendo games have been made by Nintendo, but it's been a collaborative effort between Nintendo and Bandai Namco. They've been working so well together for years at this point. There are some other games that I haven't even mentioned that are pretty fantastic, like Pokken Tournament, for example. So it's interesting to hear them actually announcing a dedicated studio just for Nintendo development. To me, this is suggesting a more dedicated focus on these projects, which may mean that these games that we love, that are already huge and amazing, may be even more huge and more amazing with this more dedicated effort. And it's even more interesting because while Nintendo doesn't own Bandai Namco, this is them kind of saying that they are in this for the long haul. They are going to be significant partners for Nintendo for a long time to come, as they have been, but now it's very clear by them opening a dedicated studio just for Nintendo development. So what might this mean specifically for Mario Kart? Well, we just got the Booster Course Pass, it has ended, and it's been a long time since we've gotten a brand new Mario Kart game for a dedicated Nintendo gaming system, a mainline Mario Kart. But the Nintendo EPD team that worked on Mario Kart also worked on ARMS, but that game came out back in 2017. Now they had some DLC that they were handling, but since then we haven't seen any major releases from this studio. But what you may have noticed is that Bandai Namco also played a role in some of these projects from this Nintendo EPD team, both Mario Kart 8 and ARMS. So considering how recent Smash Ultimate is, and how we're kind of overdue for a brand new ground up Mario Kart game, I would be venturing to guess that what Bandai Namco is going to be focusing on here is the next new Mario Kart game. I believe they are likely assisting internal Nintendo on this next Mario Kart project. That feels like a pretty solid prediction, and I've been saying that I think this Mario Kart game is probably coming out as a Nintendo Switch 2 exclusive in 2025. We've discussed how we think Switch 2 is coming out in 2024. I know there's been some additional debate on that recently given the Nintendo financials we just got, and I'm planning actually a more extensive video kind of analyzing all the sales data suggesting why Switch 2 is probably coming out next year, but that is a discussion for another time. Point is though, there's this expectation Switch 2 is coming out next year, 2024, and 2025 being that first full year Switch 2, I think that's probably the best time for this new Mario Kart game to come out. Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is the best-selling Mario Kart on Switch, so it makes sense to get Mario Kart out as soon as possible. I would even say it's possible that the new Mario Kart comes out in the first year, but given that the Booster Course Pass had just ended, and that we're hearing about things like Metroid Prime 4 and 3D Mario, and there's even the rumors of an Ocarina of Time remake, maybe those things come before the Mario Kart game. The Ocarina of Time remake is maybe less likely than Metroid Prime 4 and 3D Mario, at least based off the sources of the rumors. But the point I'm making here is that there's some games that I think are coming out before Mario Kart, but Mario Kart still needs to come soon, and 2025 seems like that likely year. Of course, that is my prediction. I think that's what makes the most sense. Which brings me to the rumor. And as the title suggests, this may be an unbelievable rumor. And I mean that literally, as in maybe not so believable. Because the track history of this leaker, and I say that with air quotes because I feel like we don't have enough evidence to say for sure that they are a leaker, is Zippo. And I know some people are rolling your eyes with this, which is why I've said this is an unbelievable rumor, but the most recent news regarding this Bandai Namco thing is lining up with what Zippo said before this news came out. And I'll also point out Zippo was pretty spot on about the Mario Wonder stuff with that direct. So recently Zippo's actually had a pretty good streak of getting some things correct. So what Zippo is saying is that the next Mario Kart is well into development and it's being aimed for a 2025 release to come out before the second holiday the Switch 2 is on the market, with the implication being Switch 2 is indeed coming out in 2024. And that this would be considered the 10th installment of the Mario Kart series. In other words, Mario Kart Tour was Mario Kart 9, at least according to Zippo here. But Zippo also says that this is being developed by Nintendo EPD Production Group 9 with Bandai Namco Studios once again, co-developing. And this is where the rumor lines up with the most recent news. The announcement of this Bandai Namco dedicated Nintendo development studio and the likelihood that they are going to be working on Mario Kart strengthens the words coming from Zippo here. So it's giving me even more pause for thought. Now, as I discussed beforehand, a lot of these things they're saying here, you could ultimately probably surmise yourself with just some good logical deduction. But there's something else that Zippo talks about here that makes things a bit more interesting. Zippo says, and I quote, "Additionally, Nintendo are sparing absolutely no expense with this game. This is apparently one of the most expensive games Nintendo's ever put into production. The next 3D Mario title is said to be absolutely jaw-dropping, and this apparently looks even better. The game's visual fidelity is said to be a very high priority for them, meaning the game is gonna look good. Damn good." And that is a delight to hear, if true. Again, rumor, take it with a grain of salt. The things we've heard from Zippo, a lot of those have not come true, although the Mario Wonder stuff did come true, and this rumor seems to be lining up with the most recent news of Bandai Namco's new studio. But this is something that I do think makes sense. When Mario Kart 8 came out on the Wii U back in 2014, it was considered to be one of the most impressive Wii U games. Visually, it looked like a proper HD Nintendo title. It didn't look like they skimped or went with a simple design. It was ambitious, and to this day it's still considered to be a visually pleasing game that holds up pretty well. So seeing Nintendo, again, going at Mario Kart with an ambitious perspective, because the history of the Mario Kart series, from a visual point of view, has never really been the biggest focus, this is exciting. And considering everything we're hearing about Switch 2, about its graphical abilities, being able to do 4K, and ray tracing, and fast loading times, we could be in for something very impressive here. And with Zippo saying that the Mario Kart game is being aimed to be even more impressive than 3D Mario, which is already said to be extremely impressive, that gets me thinking about all sorts of ideas. It makes me wonder how vast the environments will be in this game, and if the tracks will actually be large scale, if they will be maybe more almost like a more open style of environment when it comes to the racing, which could have gameplay implications and not just visual implications. It's exciting to think about, and even if the rumor is not true, I think the things being said here make sense. I would probably predict everything that's being said here. And maybe that's another reason to maybe consider that this is perhaps not the most reliable rumor, because it's something that's fairly predictable. But Zippo's had a decent streak lately, so who knows, maybe it's possible. Maybe this unbelievable rumor is perhaps just a bit believable. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below. This is Andres Restart. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and I'll see you all really soon. Take care.